Greetings. My name is Ethel Gardner. Welcome to the fourth episode of The Crown of Courage, Life After Loss. I am so excited to be here today. Oh my God, I have missed you guys last week, but there's a lot of good things that's going on for you guys to see in the future. So today with the Crown of Courage, we want to talk about courage. What is courage and why do we need it? Remember, we talked about courage. It's asking a question even if you don't get an answer. Courage is bringing up yourself to your most vulnerability, the state of being vulnerable, opening yourselves up to things and to questions and to deal with fears. So again, today we're going to be talking about courage, what it is and what it is not. But before that, I want to take you guys on a journey with me, because as I come to these episodes and open myself up and talk about certain things, I have had experiences that I really want to share with you, because I think it's vitally important to talk about things that we go through. So on the first episode, we talked about my experience with domestic violence. We talked about my experience with trauma. We talked about abandonment and rejection and how my mom left all of her children and I had to step in as the mother to my 8 siblings. We talked about those things in the first episode, and it was very powerful, and just opening myself up to be as transparent as I possibly can. And so those things were going on. And so for the second episode, we talked about the loss of my only son, 17 years old, was killed in a rollover car accident, and my world was devastated. We talked about in the second episode of alcoholism, how I self-medicated to numb the pain and to really try to deal with the loss of my child. And on the third episode, we talked about the power of journaling my way to healing and to health. And so after the third episode, I was sitting here and we were winding down, and I started feeling different things that was going on. I felt cold, I felt hot. And so after we taped, I got up and I was really ready to go. My body was telling me something was going on, physiology, but I didn't know what that was. So when we left, I was a passenger in the car. We sat down, I sat down in my seat, and I was really uncomfortable, and this pain started to really tighten up a little bit in my back and in my waist and in my chest. And I'm thinking, what is this? What's really going on? And so I sat there and I go, wow, this pain is really getting a little intense. So I pushed my seat back to lay down, and I couldn't even lay down. The pain was that intense. So I sat back up, and as you guys know, on Friday, the traffic in California is pretty hectic. And so it seemed like it took forever forever to get home, but I was bearing that pain. And for a moment in time, I said to myself, do I go to the emergency? Am I that sick? What's really going on? But I bore through it. And when I got to the house, I just laid across the bed. I didn't want to drink any water. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to center my soul and to be in that place because I didn't know what was happening to my body physically. And so I went into a deep sleep. And I woke up maybe about an hour or an hour and a half after I lay down. And it seemed like the pain had subsided a little bit. And so I was sitting there and I was thinking about all of the things that was going on and how we talked about devastation, disparity, grief, loss. And I realized that I had opened myself up and my body was now responding. And I didn't realize it at first, but now things are kind of coming around and I'm saying to myself, okay, let me pay attention. And so with that being said, I just sat there for a second and all of a sudden I heard the word awakening. And I go, what does that mean? Now I'm paying attention to my body and I'm also paying attention to what my spirit and my soul is saying. Because remember, your body has a memory. And my body was remembering all of the years of the grief, all the years of the loss, all of the years that it was holding on to. And again, your body has a memory. So my body was going through some transformation. And with this word, awakening, I got up and I got the dictionary and I looked it up. And it said, awakening. That means being awoke to something that's coming into your existence, something that's coming alive, to be being aware of something coming into existence. And I got my journal and I wrote it down and I sat there. And so I was thinking about all of the things that I had been through on this journey. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Come on this journey with me to help you open up your senses. Sometimes we have numbed ourselves to reality. We've numbed ourselves to life. We have numbed ourselves to certain situations that are going on. But I'm here to tell you, there are things that we could really, really empower ourselves with if we pay attention. And so I'm sitting there with this word, awakening, and I'm thinking about all of the things that we talked about throughout these beautiful segments, beautiful episodes of The Crown of Courage, Life After Loss. And now I'm dealing in another realm. What happened to me is I stepped over. It was like I was stepping over into a brand new dispensation in my life. A brand new path was manifesting right in front of me, and my body was reacting and responding to it. And I had to pay attention. And it took me back to a day that I was walking in the city of Pomona, and I was thinking about how I was going to get the Kennedy Austin Foundation started. I had no money, I had no job, I had no car, I had no place to live, but I had a burning birthing in my soul to get this vision started, to keep my son alive, to keep myself alive by doing something to reach out in the community to help other people. And so I got myself connected with the city of Pomona. I became a commissioner for Tri-City Mental Health, dealing with the mental health issues. I had never done that before. I was at meetings and I put myself in a position to find out who I needed to talk to about getting myself engaged with the city of Pomona to start this foundation for mothers that have lost children. And that's exactly what I threw myself into the work. And I was very determined that I was going to make a difference, going to make a splash, going to keep my son alive through my work. And so one day, I remember going to a meeting, and they were talking about properties. And I go, I'm going to ask about a property in Pomona. I mean, listen, there's nothing to lose. I had to ask. I had to get myself in that position, and now I'm in there, and I'm going to ask questions. And there was a building on the north side of Pomona. I was very familiar with the building. It was called the Wonder Bread Building. The building had been shut down for many years, a huge building. I used to take my children there a long time ago to get cupcakes and donuts and things like that. So one of the guys said to me, ask the city manager to let you see the building, and I did. And so one day we went to see the building. It was on a Monday afternoon. Now remember, I did not even have a car. So I figured I'll go early so they won't see that I don't have a car. I'm walking up to the building, and I walked and I was standing there, and all of a sudden the guy from the city came up there. And so he says, oh, where's your car? And I go, oh, it's just right around the corner. I was embarrassed that I didn't have a car. Here I am asking for property, and I don't even have a car to drive. But it wasn't the car. It was what was driving me to fulfill something inside of my soul. What was driving me to get the needs met, to make sure that I kept my son alive, to make sure that I didn't die. I had to be present. And so we walked into this building, and we walked all around it. Huge. The building was 5,000 square feet. And I was just looking around, and I said to myself, wow, this would really be a great place to start the classes for mothers that have lost children, domestic violence survivors, anger management, all of these things that I really wanted to do. And so the guy looked at me as we walked around the building, and he said to me, are you a woman of faith? And I go, yeah. He goes, I'm a man of principle. I go, okay. So he says, here's the keys. So I said, excuse me? He said, here are the keys. He says, Friday's my last day with the city. And I'm going to put these keys in your hand because you said you're a woman of faith, right? I go, yeah. He says, as a man of principle, I'm going to put these keys in your hand, and I'm going to trust you. And I just looked at him. And he was trying to open my hand. My hand was closed. He was trying to open my hand to put the keys in my hand. And I had my hands closed. And all of a sudden, he just opened up my hand and placed the keys, and he said to me, lock the door when you leave. And I could not believe what was happening. I said, you gotta be kidding, to myself. He walked out. I had the keys in my hand, and I walked around that building, and I could not believe it. I said, what am I going to do now? And so I'm telling you this story because it had great impact on the things that I have done since I started this journey. Because I'm telling you, there is no limit. We have to become powerful and not limitless to the things that we want to do in this earth. And so I had those keys in my hand, and it was 4 days, and I went to the city, and they were drawing up the paperwork, and I sat there, and I said nothing. I had this overwhelming spirit of fear. And the guy was writing up the papers, and he says, okay, he goes, oh, you know what? We can't find the keys. And I go, here they are. He says, you have them? I go, yeah. He goes, okay, we'll sign the paper, and you're on your way. We were in that building for 8 years, a 5,000 square foot building, absolutely free. The city sponsored all of my events for 8 years. 8 years. And so when it was time to wrap it up, I knew that the time was coming for us to leave that space. And so we left there and we went into from 5,000 square feet to 900, where we are right now, present. But I was being tested in that scenario. I was being tested. And so as we left that building and got to the building with 900 square feet, we kept the journey going. We never, ever missed a beat. And so now I'm in this place and I have opportunities to talk about my story, to talk about my journey. And I'm opening myself up. And I'm allowing all of these things that I had buried for years to come to the surface and come out. And now we're here, present, sitting in this seat, talking about courage, talking about life after loss, talking about some of the things that I had gone through as a young woman, as a young girl, the person that I am now. You see, I could feel those emotions because I'm a very, very passionate person, very passionate. And so when I discovered this pain in my body, my physical body, I didn't know what it was. But again, your body has a memory. And so this word, awakening, came to me, and I looked it up. To be aware suddenly of something that's coming to you. And I said, okay. I had crossed over. My body no longer carried grief. My body had no longer carried sorrow. My body no longer carried disparities and worry. It had released. And now I'm coming into this journey of awakening, to wake my senses, to wake me up to something new. And guess what the new was for me? Your passion. You see, I build this foundation. I built the foundation on pain. I built the foundation on grief and loss and keeping my son alive. And now it's time for me to step into this space where my passion, my purpose, my destiny. And I found out that once you allow passion to have its place, it opens up the door for destiny. It ignites the passion. That destiny and purpose will manifest itself. And it'll lead you on a journey and guide you to exactly where you need to be on this earth. And here I am with this one word, awaken. I was awakened after I came, after I sat here, after I centered myself, after I opened myself up. And now I'm being awakened to the new me to find out what is your passion. And that's what I want to ask you today. We all have something that we were born in this earth to do. I understand that we have jobs and we love our jobs. We have families. We love our families. We have things that we do and we love it. But sometimes we don't do our passion. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. The awakening meant for me. Your body is going through this because it has rid itself of the toxicity. I was being rid of the grief. And now the awakening came for me to wake up your senses to your passion. And I was like, oh my God, okay. So what did I do? I went to grab my pen, but it was like, no, wait a minute. There's something bigger going on here. I need to pay attention to what is really going on in my life. What is my passion? What was I called on this earth to do? What makes me happy? What brings me joy? What brings me peace? That was the quest that I have been on. These past 3 weeks have been a tremendous journey for me, self-discovering me. You see, I'm a person that like to help everybody. I want to make sure everybody's okay. But what I didn't do was take care of myself in it. And now, right now, this present moment, it's all coming back to me. It's time for you to take care of you. What is your passion? It's the awakening. My soul, my spirit, my mind, my body, my memory was all coming alive. Self-discovering what I was put here to do. It's not that I was going to lay down the foundation. No, it was that in spite of the foundation, you were called to do something as well. And guess what the self-discovery was? Sitting in this seat is a passion of mine. Speaking to people that I may never meet about hope and healing, about self-discovery, about finding your niche in this earth and getting into it. An awakening to wake up your soul, to literally tell yourself, I can find peace, I can find joy, I can find happiness in spite of what I went through. And so I started soul searching, and I started looking around. It was almost like waking up this sleeping giant that lay dormant inside of me. Time to awaken to the call. Time to awaken to what I had been called to do, something that I love, something that I was really good at. There was a desire inside of me from a little girl. My desire was to help people. My desire was to go after people that did not know who they were, to empower people, to engage them, to equip them, to educate them on self-discovery. That was a desire of mine, and it is a desire of mine today. And so when this word awakening came into my existence, I had to soul search. And let me tell you, my friends, sometimes we're present, but we're not there. We've checked out because we're doing all of these things and it does not bring us any kind of gratification. It's work. I have seen people earn PhDs and they make a lot of money and they live in beautiful homes and they have beautiful families and they're miserable inside because there's something inside that is missing, that void. And I have seen people that are in foreign countries feeding the homeless and doing all of these magnificent things. And they are so fulfilled in their soul. They're passionate about what they do. And I'm here to tell you today, we have to find that balance in life. We have to find out our passion and get in there. You see, sometimes we could look around at all the things that are going on with other people and we're not paying attention to ourselves. And today, I want to bring you words of comfort, words of encouragement, words to educate you in self-discovery, your passion. What is it? What have you been called to do in this earth that makes you happy? You see, I got involved with this organization that I created because it brought life to me. It kept my son alive. I was happy to help the people. But when everybody left, I sat there sometimes and I just cried. I cried. I was so happy when people came and they made the connection and they were able to rid themselves of a lot of toxins in their body of grief and loss and sorrow and things like that. And I would sit there. And now it's my turn. It's my turn for self-discovery. And I want to ask you a question. Are you tired? Are you tired? Are you tired of this mediocre life, the job that we possess, the things that we're doing? It's like we're robotic. Everything you do, you can look at a clock, a physical clock, and everything that you do is abided by physical numbers, a clock. But your passion, it comes from within. It comes from your soul. It's things that you can do if you had no money. Your passion. And those are the things that I want to really hit home with you today. Whatever you are in life, whatever you're doing, whatever you feel that you have been called to do in this earth, now is an appointed time to do it. There is absolute opportunities right now in this very dispensation for you to do your passion. Guess what? I had to learn that. It took my body going through pain. My body was trying to tell me something's different. Hello? The bells were going off. And I didn't know. I had been in this space in my life for so long. It's like birthing pain, birthing it out, birthing it through. Once you have a child, women know you don't remember the pain anymore. Once you see that beautiful infant, you don't remember the pain. That is exactly what your passion is. To see this beautiful life manifest in you and through you and with you. And you can do it. Sometimes we have to look around. Sometimes we have to go back in retrospect in our lives and see where we left our passion off. Are we so busy? Are we so busy that we have left happiness? Are we so preoccupied with making money and living bigger houses and things? Are we so preoccupied that we have laid down our passion? Today, I want to ask you a question. I want you to think about some things about your life, your passion. Where I am sitting physically in this seat is what I believe I was called to do, to open people up, open up your senses, to believe in yourself again, to smile again, to laugh again, to have joy again. All of that comes with your passion. Your passion. And today, I want you to think about some things. I want you to see this woman that by every stretch of the imagination was born to lose. Everybody in my life told me that I would lose on every stretch of the imagination. Everything that I did, everything that I touched. But I made a decision. And not making a decision is a decision made. Today, what are you going to do with all of the gifts that you have on the inside of you? A stranger gave me keys. Keys. And I took those keys and I turned that property into something to this day. It's a beacon light in the community. One woman, passionate about keeping my son alive, keeping myself alive. And now I have stepped over into a space, into a place where my passion is kicking in. Desire. My desire is to help people. I could be at a meeting, and this meeting could be a very powerful, impactful meeting with city council members and the mayor and my staff. And a person can come to the door, and I will get up from that meeting and I will go and address that person and find out what the needs of that person is. My desire are people. I love people. I love sitting in this space, occupying this space to talk about my life, my passion. Because it's vitally important to me right now that I pass the legacy down to my children and to my grandchildren. You see, today, while it's called today, we have opportunities that we never had before to tap into resources, to tap into things within here. It's not without, it's within. And you can self-discovery, and it's a beautiful tapestry. It's beautiful to find out what you like, what makes you happy, what makes you cry, what makes you sad. You don't have to wait for people to give you or summons you to come. You show up because your passion will lead you down these journeys of good. Where are you today, my friend? Where are you today? You see, remember we talked about the farmer must partake of the fruit before he could give it out to the community. I'm the farmer that have partaking of the fruit. And that fruit for me was self-discovering my passion. Talking to you today is passionate for me because I want to see people healed. I want to see people walk in authority. I want to see people walk in their giftings to make a difference in this beautiful world that we live in. We don't have to live a life where we're always sad. We're always looking. You don't have to look outside. Your gift is on the inside. You see, I remember there was a song that I used to sing a long time ago. And the song said, I could begin again with the passion of a child. My heart is called a vision of a life that's still worthwhile. I can reach out again, far beyond what I can see, to a vision that's awakened. That is me. My vision have awakened to a life that is yet to become. I am a woman that have gone through great trials, great tragedies, great adversities, great disparities. But I'm self-discovering another part of me. I can laugh, I can smile, I could be happy, I could be around people. I don't think about my son all the time. Every now and then he'll come up, but guess what? Those are good times where I can smile. Those are good times when I discovered that I was a good person. I could smile about that. I didn't need people to validate me in areas where I was looking for validation anymore. I could self-discover. I can tell myself things that are real true to me. And that's what I want to tell you today, my friend. Where are you? Where are you in your life? Where are you on this journey? Where are you? Don't you want to self-discover who you really are in this universe that we have that is so beautiful. But it will be so much more complete when you step into that stead and discover who you are and bring your gifts. I am so grateful. I am so thankful, and I'm so humbled by being in this position to talk to you about my journey, to let you know you can do it. You have the power. It's within you, but you have to believe in yourself. Don't wait for people to unlock you. Unlock yourself. Get up. Rise above. You can begin again. Oh, my friends, you see, I'm in a different place right now. I'm in a different place from even the time that we taped the first episode of The Crown of Courage, Life After Loss. It takes courage to self-discovery. It takes courage to find out purpose and destiny. It takes courage, one courageous act at a time. That's what it will take. And I want to tell you, with this beautiful Thanksgiving coming up that we are about to celebrate, one of my favorite holidays, Thanksgiving, it's not about the food. It's about being very thankful that I'm alive. I'm alive to tell my story. I'm alive. I can tell you about things that I've been through, so it might avoid you from going down that path. I'm alive. And I've discovered my purpose in this life. I've discovered who I am. I discovered what I like and what I don't like. And I'm a happier person. I could be around people more. Oh, my friend, don't you understand? Today, while it's called today, you can embrace yourself with the gift of life, with the gift of purpose, with the gift of being happy. I am so, so grateful for these episodes that we're doing. I'm so humbled to sit in this seat. Every time I leave this place, I learn something more about myself. Things that were buried, layers on top of layers on top of layers, now coming up and coming out. Self-discovery, purpose, destiny on the journey that we're on right now. Oh, my friends, I'm telling you, there is hope. There is hope. And you can have it. It's available to you. It's available. And I want to offer that to you. Hope. We don't have to be hopeless anymore. We don't have to frown about things anymore. We can be happy. Because before you can make anybody else happy, you have to be happy and true to you. You've been on that job long enough. Does it make you happy? Does it bring you joy? Are you fulfilled? We have to let go of the fear, the gripping fear. It's liberating. It's liberating when you can sit. It's not about having a lot of money. Yes, we need money. Yes. But more than that, we need to discover who we are and what we were brought on this earth to do. That will create money. if you allow it to. Your passion will open supernatural doors for you. Remember how I got in this seat. Courage. I am so thankful. I'm so thankful. I am so grateful. Not only because we're entering to the holiday season, because for the first time in my life, I could look at myself and say, you're okay. You see, I could feel those emotions. Every time I come into this room, I could feel the energy because I'm so passionate about what I'm speaking to you. I have to partake of it first. And now I don't mind. Now I can take care of myself. Now I can say I'm okay. With the foundation going as well as it is, I can leave the foundation and still take care of me. You see, the foundation was a part of me, and it always will be. But it consumed me because I had no life outside of that. Until recently, one word, awaken. Wake up. Wake up to your dreams. Wake up to your goals. Wake up to what you like. Whatever that thing is that's so deep down inside that you love, but you always put it on the back burner. Whatever that is, my friend, it's your time. It's my time to get those things done. You will be a happier person, and you'll make everyone around you feel good and secure when we feel good and secure about ourselves. I'm a woman on a mission. I'm a woman on a mission. A different woman, even the woman that you met months ago. Totally different person. Why? I made a decision to allow the new to come in, to allow myself the privilege to become my authentic self, one courageous act at a time. Life after loss. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. And I'm here to tell you, reach out, write me, call me, the Kennedy Austin Foundation. We go in that building, it's only 900 square feet, and we have a great time meeting people, serving food, giving out t-shirts, giving out advice, just having people to sometimes come into that office and they just want to sit because the energy in the room is positive. We're laughing. We're gesturing. We're joking. We're serving. I found out my passion is to serve. It's service. And I love it. And because I love it, I'm loving me better. Myself. Yes, self-discovery. Find your passion. Find your purpose in this earth. Now is the time. You don't have to put it off any longer. You don't have to get a validation. You don't have to have anyone to affirm it. It's affirmed in your soul. I am so passionate about what I speak about now. Before, I was so shy. I couldn't talk. And now sometimes they have to say, I go, okay, I'll be quiet. I'll be talking again because I'm very passionate about what I'm talking about. My friends, today, open up your senses. Open up your soul and allow yourself to find that passion. Allow yourself to find that thing that gives you such joy, such peace. Serving, service to me is what have done it. And I want you guys to know you can do it too. Come with me on this journey. I've written books. I speak to people. I do a lot. But more than anything, today, I have discovered my purpose in this earth. In this earth. And I'm a much happier person. I'm a more fulfilled person. I could say what I like. I could say what I don't like. I can have a life outside of the burial and the loss of my son. Because before I had a son, I had a life. I put it on hold, and I decided to pick it up again and to enhance it and to become that person of hope, of healing, of destiny. I want you guys to know today, courage in the face of adversity. Courage. Remember, courage is asking the question. Even though you may not get an answer, ask the questions anyway. This is my story, and I am so thankful. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, a safe Thanksgiving. Go out and serve. Go out and discover what really makes you happy during these holidays. I'm going to do that. For the first time, I am planning to have a beautiful Thanksgiving around things that make me happy. What is it that makes you happy? Self-discovery. Wake up. Look around you. Look around you. It's all right there. My name is Ethel Gardner. I'm so thankful to be here today. Again, I want to wish you happy holidays until we see each other again. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself and love others. Serve. Find your passion and get in it. It'll change the essence of your life. That pain that I experienced when I got off this show, it was an indicator. Something had left and something had entered. The awakening, the moment you discover something that is coming in. Again, my name is Ethel Gardner. Take care of yourself until I see you again. I'm looking forward to hearing your self-discovery, your passion. Thank you so much. Greetings. My name is Ethel Gardner. I am the founder of the Kennedy Austin Foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization established in 1992 Our mission and motto is to educate, equip, and empower families and individuals that have been devastated through a crisis. We are a family helping families heal through the loss of a child. Our motto is we're going from the neighborhood to nations, and our goal is life after loss to provide hope and restoration to families and individuals who have suffered tragedy, and we go from tragedy to triumph. I just wanted to give you some information about how to contact me. You can go to my website, it's kennedyaustinfoundation.org, or you can call me 909-620-0912. You can also write me at P.O. Box 1031, Pomona, California 91767. Again, my phone number 909-620-0912, www.kennedyaustinfoundation.org. We're here to help you. This is a call to action. You are not alone. Call me, come out, and write me so we can work this out together. Again, when life is in reverse, what do you do? My website again, www.kennedyaustinfoundation.org. We also offer other programs through the Kennedy Austin Foundation, which is Reflection of Promise, that is our grief and loss, domestic violence survivors for women who have been violated through domestic violence. We have a youth program called Creating Space when children are dealing with adversities and childhood trauma. We also have anger management, know your triggers. So those are the things that Kennedy Austin is all about, and I would love for you to contact me today. Again, I'm Ethel Gardner. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.